Hello. This evening, I would like to talk about the fluctuating support levels in autism. And I've got some notes here. I'm not in the jolliest of moods, but I think this is a good time to make this video. Because honestly, like, what do you expect me to say about it? Like, do you expect me to, like, la la la, these are all the support levels, and this is what it means, this is level 1? No. I'm like, bitch, we got a problem. Oops. That was like right at the 30-second mark. We'll see if it stays monetized. Technically, you're not supposed to curse in the first 30 seconds, but why does it take a crisis? We're just gonna jump into it, okay? Why does it take a crisis? I have my friend Martha to thank for prompting me to just say that. You know, that's been in my notes for videos for weeks now. But it wasn't until that little powwow that we were all talking and she said, you know, she can't get her family and her work to take her seriously until she's calling out of work from being burnt out. And it's like, why? And we warn people, and she said she does too. She warns people that, hey, I'm getting close to a burnout. Do you think they care? No. Why does it take a meltdown or a crisis or someone winding up in the hospital because they say that they want to off themselves? All this horrible, horrible stuff. Why does it take that much? And sometimes even that doesn't work. You know, even sometimes that doesn't make people give you empathy or even sympathy. So I just wanted to talk about that, and that's what I wanted to be the first point, and I'm giving credit to them as well because they had it in their presentation, but it takes a crisis usually before people listen to us because we do present on the exterior as relatively normal. And I don't think it would be super productive for me to get into the levels of support. I've already broken that down in multiple other videos. I'm sorry if you're new, please go watch those. But everybody probably wants to know how I do it because it looks like I'm doing it, right? I set up my little couch and I set up the camera. Well, guys, that's like my survival right now. I don't have a job. I can't work. I have so much health stuff going on and the stress. And I can't get anyone to take my heart problems and my chest pains and everything. I mean, the doctors are taking it seriously, but, you know, my family's still telling me to get a job. Sorry to be like this, but the GoFundMe that my friend made hasn't received any donations in like 11 days or something like that. I haven't checked it in a few days, and I just checked it this evening, and I've put out a couple really well thought out videos since then, and I have another one coming on Friday, and I spent so long on that video gathering all these different perspectives for the Divine Masculine video because I intended on putting the GoFundMe link in that video. So I thought, I want to prove to people that I don't mind working hard. I can put a lot of thought into the video, and then I get criticized for talking too much. And I'm like, well, F me, I guess. You know, I'm really sorry to have that attitude on here, but what do you guys want me to do? I'm trying to stay upbeat and maintain a positive attitude, but then people say that I have it all, it looks like I have it all together. And they're not even trying to be insulting. They're just like, how do you do it? It looks like you're doing so well. And I'm like, well, I guess I am doing pretty well when I put my lip gloss on and curl my hair and everything. I'm recording this video because I was trying to go over my friend's house, to be frank, but he ended up getting called into work, which is fine. Like, I'm not upset at him at all, but I wanted to do something, and out of all of the topics of the videos that I have, you know, that I can put out in the next maybe week or so, I thought that this one would be a good one to do. So how do I do it? Well, speaking of all of that, the main way that I've made it this far in my adult life is relationships. I've been married twice, and yeah, they didn't work out because I don't know how to pick very good partners, and coming from an abusive family, I chose abusive partners, go figure, and I wasn't perfect myself. You're probably not surprised by that either, but I've been in therapy, and so I'm trying to kind of make better choices now, and I don't necessarily want to be in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship, but just like everyone else, you know, there are some people that are asexual and aromantic, and I really want to hold a space for them, truly. But for the most part, you know, a lot of people, myself included, really would just love to share the good, the bad, and everything else with another person. You know, we're social people. We're social creatures. We're social beings. And so I think I deserve that. And why should I be like celibate and be waiting for this great person to come along when I've been disappointed so many times? You know, I'm just going to be happy by myself and accept that I'm probably not going to, you know, now with the autism, whether you guys want to see it or not, all of my ex-partners saw it. Even before I saw it, they saw it. So it makes you wonder if you can ever be happy with anyone, and if anyone, because it's always going to be transactional, always. And I've caught grief from all of my partners up until the last one, even. Like, all of them literally are accusing me of being, you know, I'm like, I'm having a hard time spitting some things out on here, to be frank, because people use what I say about myself against me in my comment section, and it's a problem. And it's like, I'm not giving you this information to use it against me. I'm trying to be vulnerable. So if you're about to be disrespectful, please just change the channel. You know, I don't get you guys, and that's why I see right through it. I see right through it because I have never, even when I really disagree with someone, very rarely do I leave a nasty comment. I'll just X out of the video. So if you're that pressed that you need to try to use something that I say against me, come on now. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna be transparent and just say that I deserve to be with someone else, and I'm not gonna hold myself just because I've been in 2 failed marriages. I'm not going to say, because of that, I need to be single for X amount of years before I can finally be happy. They blew it. And I'm sorry, but like when someone puts, what do they say? When someone puts it down, someone else is going to pick it up. You know, I think that was like, it's very, very paraphrased, but they say it in Iron Claw. Have you guys seen that? That A24 movie that came out? I think it was last year, but I really enjoyed it. But yeah, they said, well, when someone puts it down, someone else is going to pick it up. So I'll catch judgment for that, but I do think that I wanted to take a moment to talk about that because that is a main reason as to why I have gotten by thus far as relationships. So, but in between, such as, you know, right now when I don't have that, my friends have been really good, and I have these miraculous connections, you know, that I like to call them, of just people that I meet out and about that kind of take me under their wing. And like I joke with my friend that I made recently, just like take the autistic girl and her dog out for a walk because he said, do you want to go to Costco with me? And I do not. I've never liked doing that, but I've been trying to push myself lately. And so we all went, and it wasn't that bad, but I do use friends like that to kind of get me out. Or if I have something that I can't just order and I have to go get it, I usually will use friends like that. I've used them to, you know, and by use them, I mean, like, for instance, this guy would not leave me alone that I met at the dog park. He just kept pressuring me. If I said, no, I can't hang out tonight, he's asking to go to breakfast in the morning. Like, this guy is he's like, just, he's up my butt. He's really, really pushy. And so I had some problems one day, okay, and I needed to go to the other side of town to get her from the vet. This is an intentional ramble before you guys come at me for getting off topic. I know where I'm going with this. Thank you very much. I had to go on the other side of town and pick up her from the vet, and I was really upset that day I couldn't go. So this guy that's been hounding me to hang out, I hit him up and I was like, hey, do you want to hang out? Do you mind just driving me over to this side of town real quick, blah, blah, blah. He says, yeah. I get to his house. He's late coming down to the car. I'm late to go getting her as a result. He comes down just lit as, like, he can't even hold his eyes open. And so I end up driving, and now this rando guy is just annoying me in my passenger seat all the way down there. I'm trying to listen to music and calm down. He won't shut the hell up. I have to literally scream at him. And you think that, like, after I yelled at him, he just kept profusely apologizing, and I just wanted him to stop talking. I wanted to listen to the music and just stop. Like, he was making, just his voice was making me so mad. And so I'm working on my anger, okay? But anywho, then he started apologizing, and I had to ask him, like, please just stop talking. Just stop. I was so upset because I counted on someone for one favor and they blew it. You know, so I have trust issues asking for stuff like that. So that's what I mean by use people. I mean, fine, you want to hang out so bad? Make yourself useful, because, sorry, but the autistic girl doesn't really like having people around. Therefore, and I'm always upset. Real quick, it's not that I don't like being with other people. I feel like I can't. I want to. I'm a social creature just like you. I don't like being by myself in this house all the time. If it wasn't for the dog park, I would go days, sometimes weeks, without seeing another human being. It's surreal. Feels like I'm in a fever dream sometimes, just not being touched. Unless, yeah, I go and make connections out in the world. So, you know what? Screw you. Judge me for it. Sorry, I'm not in the best mood tonight. Maybe I'm like second guessing this, but I think it really just needs to. But these miraculous connections in public, say what you will about them, like I'm using people, friends with benefits, whatever. It's not just that. It's just like, and I have a lot of strengths and I have a lot to offer, and I play the game and I look good on their arm and I do my hair and I put on makeup and everything. So like, I do my part, and I'm really good with emotional stuff. Like, they break down a lot of the things that they're, you know, a lot of them tell me, ones that don't even know each other have specifically told me that I should be a therapist, that I should be a trauma therapist. And guess what? I wanted to, but my family wouldn't pay for it. It was like $9,000 to go through school for it, and I needed a $500 deposit, and they said that they didn't have that laying around. I've already mentioned that in one of my videos, but I'm not making this stuff up. I wouldn't lie about it multiple times in multiple videos. Like, that is what happened. But either way, I do my part in the relationship, okay? I can make a house into a home. I'm very nurturing. I don't have to tell you the intimate details of my life, but I know what I'm doing behind closed doors, I guess we'll just say. And I make them feel really good, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I work with them in that area as well, like just getting on track. Do you know how many men I've taught the concept of empathy to? I should get a medal. Let's get back to the notes. Yeah, and I wanted to say that before I got by with counselors, like school counselors, saved my butt in school. High school, middle school. In middle school, I got kicked out of the 6th grade. My teacher wanted nothing to do with me. She gave up. She threw me out. Literally, my desk was in the hallway. School counselor was like, uh-oh, we can't have that. She let me do my work in her office every day. I had a desk in the counselor's office, just by myself, just my desk. And I would have to go out in the waiting room, and she would see clients, and I could go back in there and do my work. And I remember napping all the time. She would let me nap in there all the time because she knew how tired I was. She could see that I was exhausted. She would get me Pepsis with caffeine, and she would let me nap in there. And it was not what it sounds like. Like, this lady was not, kind of, how do I say that? She did not give any special treatment, okay? But she could see that that was the need. And I got by also because my grandma worked at one of the schools that I went to for a while. And so I would be in her, you know, I would go in there when I had meltdowns, and she kind of had a little place for me to hide. And I would hide a lot of times and not be able to go to school, not be able to go to my class. I would hide in there, and I would have a fit to go. Like, isn't that telling you guys something? So the fact that I was forced through that. They let me drop out and be homeschooled in high school for like half of a year. And I'll admit, I couldn't keep myself on track, but no one was helping me. It was like they put me in a room by myself and said, homeschool yourself. And yeah, I failed. You know, but like I've mentioned this in other videos, like I got criticized and punished in high school for cheating in high school and taking pictures of the score keys just so I could pass, because I couldn't keep up, and there was no special ed. No one knew what was wrong with me. They just knew I was violently depressed and had severe episodes, and everyone just thought it was mental illness. But my family was super cold. They took me to professionals and said that that was them doing their part, but I never got actual, what felt like genuine love. Don't get me wrong. They would hug me. They would say, I love you. They would say, we're praying for you and all that. But I don't have any of the skills today, even. Well, we'll say out of high school, I had none of the skills. Today, I've been reparenting myself in my adult life to begin to have some of the coping skills mainly. I was an alcoholic for the first like 8 years of my adult life. Okay? And now I'm sober and things are crashing and burning. And people are like, come on, you've been doing it. And I kind of want to grab them by the collar and shake them, but that would probably get me thrown in jail again. So we're not going to do that. But do you see my frustration? Like, how much is someone supposed to take? How much is someone supposed to take? Back when that was happening, I would go to school and I would get into bed. And then I would go to school and I would get into bed. And I would go to school and then they would drag my ass to the hospital, get stuck with needles, get drug tests done like I was a freaking lab rat of some kind, accusing me of being lethargic. Yeah, I'm lethargic. A level 2 to 3 autistic person going through the world with no support as a child. I thought this was bad. I was a child. Crisis help. That's how I get by now. Like, it has to turn into a crisis for me to get help. I need to drive to the autism clinic, hyperventilating, and the secretary, unfortunately, has seen me do that half a dozen times in the last 2 months. Whether it be from waking up from a nightmare, sorry. That's really hard. Waking up from nightmares and night terrors. And I have severe PTSD, in case anyone missed that. And I have had to drive to the clinic in a panic because I just panic alone. Sometimes I'm having a hard time with reality, and I want to be careful what I say on here. Just to be very clear, I would never hurt myself or another person. Please do not take my defense away from me. I'm sober. I don't drink alcohol anymore. Like, I don't do any illicit substances or, unprescribed drugs or, anything like that. So please let me talk. But with the crisis thing, why does it take a crisis? Why does it take me flipping out? Why have I had to go to the hospital and jail and everything when people don't know what to do with me? And then up until this point, like cops and whatnot in relationships, in like domestic disputes, we'll say, when they came, one of my partners would just tell them as soon as they got there that I had borderline personality disorder, so they wouldn't listen to a damn thing I said. Every once in a while, there would be like one cool cop in the group of cops, and he would be like, whoa, let's hear her out. But most of the time, I didn't even have a chance, and that sense of powerlessness for a lifetime was so traumatizing. My mom and my dad, truly, like the horrible, horrible things, like I can talk about it now. But when I talk about that stuff, it's extremely difficult because decades of that eroded things that can never be repaired. But yeah. So crisis help is also how I get by. Therapy, it's at best once a week. And a lot of times, 9 out of 10 times, I'll say, I don't click with a therapist and I have to get another one. So that's that. That's kind of how I'm getting by. So that's what a level 2 to 3 autistic adult looks like. And that's how we manage in a realistic way when we have no family whatsoever and no friends in person. I just bagged this DILF at the dog park like a week before last. And that's the reason why I ate today. That's the reason why I don't have science experiments growing in my sink anymore. And the floor is atrocious anymore because someone came and rescued me, like you all like to rub in my face. By you all, I mean my family. People that said that they cared about me. And honestly, not to go here, I thought about it first, but I think I will. Out of 2,000 subscribers, I got eight donations on the GoFundMe that my friend miraculously made for me. We're not in cahoots, you guys. She did that because she knows I'm struggling, and that's all she can do from states and states away. And no one's participating. And I'm putting out videos, working really hard, and it's gotten 8 donations out of 2,000 people. And I've put it in multiple videos. So it's like people want to say, oh, this is such a great thing. Thank you for doing this. But I haven't got paid anything for it yet. I haven't seen a cent. And if you guys think I'm making money from my views, I just posted a picture in the Discord if you don't believe me. But yesterday I made 40 cents. You know, so it's really not what it looks like. And autistic people need help. And I have to get ready like this. But don't let this fool you into thinking I'm high functioning. I do this because this quite literally translates to getting help. If you're not attractive, forget about it. No one cares unless you're pretty or dead. We've established that a while ago in society, you know? So it's like, this is me doing my part to survive. Yeah, my laundry might not be done. I mean, it's washing as we speak, and I've gotten behind on it. But like, my ass is exfoliated, and my hair's washed, and I, you know, packed a little bag and everything, and I was gonna go work on, you know, establishing a relationship with somebody, because you know what, it's not always like a friends with benefits thing. Sometimes people just click in that way, and I'm fed up with dating apps. Like, not to say it's the bottom of the barrel, but like, it's starting to feel like the bottom of the barrel, and like, guys are not very respectful on there. Girls are just kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, no girls off of a dating app have ever wanted to like commit. They're always posting on their stories still like kind of provocative stuff, and I always just feel like they're never really serious about me. So like, I've given up on dating apps in all the genders. And so just like, please think before you judge someone. Like I mentioned, the dishes, I oftentimes have to have, you know, I've had partners, they do the dishes always, and I'll do everything else. I'll do the laundry, I'll do the trash even, I'll do the floors, anything but the dishes. It's so multifaceted as to why it's my own personal hell. But the dishes, stores, I need extreme help with that. Like, I can't go to stores. That's why Amazon returns and all of the made in China BS that's breaking on me, and I have to run back and forth to the post office and stuff with all these returns. I just don't want this high quality priced thing to be busting on me, because I know I'm autistic and I just want to use the same thing every day. So I fork out the money so I can use that thing until the day I die, literally. So when it busts on me, I get upset because I can't go to the store. It triggers my entire like fight or flight system, and I have panic attacks and blackout when I go out there, and I get in fights with people. I end up screaming, crying at best. Like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't. You guys can call me a bitch. I don't care. I can't go out there anymore. I'm so tired. Yeah, stores are really hard. But I get by with online services, a lot of delivery services, but even then I have a hard time even just remembering to place orders and keeping track and keeping my food stamps and budgeting and everything. It's just really, really hard. So a lot of times I rely on strangers just saying, hey, do you want to, I don't know. I'm not saying I make good choices, I'm just letting you know how I've been doing it. Driving, I have to be careful what I say on here. I'm gonna get my license taken away, but I have to try very hard. We'll just say that. I have to try very hard, and I don't take the freeway, and I don't go above a certain speed, because I don't have a choice. I've told people before, military guy, he was dungeon master, so he couldn't leave and couldn't step away from his whatever it was, but I was really upset when I had that IUD embedded in everything. And I was getting off of work. It was a horrible, horrible day. I went to his house. I was crying. He took like a few minutes away and said he had to go back, and he just let me walk down his stairs, like ugly crying. Like I was upset. That day was rough. My hormones were being messed with. I was in so much pain. I was bleeding. It was absolutely terrible. And he let me walk down the stairs, and he turned around and went back to his bedroom to play his game. But he watched me walk down the stairs. He didn't try to stop me. He didn't try to text me, call me, come down the stairs after me. And he just let me walk to my car and drive home in that state. Like, people don't care. You can tell them, hey, I shouldn't drive right now. It's not safe. And they say, well, sorry, I've got stuff to do. So I just make it work, to be frank. Eating, I swear by like bananas and trail mix. I eat bananas and trail mix and peanut butter and jellies a lot. When I have a warm meal, a lot of times like I get emotional, especially if it's like cooked by someone else. And thinking back, I didn't get that very much. Like, yeah, of course it happened, so I can't say I never got warm cooked meals, but I remember a lot of TV dinners and a lot of ramen noodles and a lot of me standing at the stove as like a 12 or 13-year-old making my own dinners. And I would have like fried eggs. And I remember I used to make like little egg in the nests a lot, like the little pieces of toast, and I would cut out like little shapes and put the egg in there, and I don't know, but I just feel like I was really failed. Like now it looks like, you know, there's busted, like I have no money in my bank account. I don't even check my card a lot of the time. I just know when it's getting declined, and right now it just keeps getting declined. My phone wasn't turned on. Like, people don't want to donate to the GoFundMe, but I have not paid for this phone that I'm recording or that laptop that I use for the Discord and everything. I've not paid fully for either one. I'm still making payments on them. If I can't make those payments, I can't make videos. I don't know if you guys need me to like put it out like that for you. I'm so sorry to have to get rude about it, but like, I have not gotten paid a cent. I've been pouring out my soul on here, and I'm never gonna go about getting money through guilt or like making people feel bad, but like, please just think about it. Please just consider donating $5. Then if you're donating, if people go to the GoFundMe and they see that no donations have been made in like days and days and days, they're gonna think it's like fake, or like, oh, something got worked out. She must be making it. I'm not. My landlord is blowing up my phone because my rent is 10 days past. It's freaking nuns right now. Nuns and online relationships, honestly. Online relationships have gotten me through a lot of financial things. The guy that I met who, you know, wasn't completely upfront. I don't want to get into it, but he was the reason I got into this place, and the reason I've been able to make my rent a few months, in fact. I'm like, hey, I'm this many, you know, I'm a couple $100 short for rent this month. I always tried my best, but unemployment's like $150 a week. What do you guys want me to do? I'm being so forthright. I'm giving you numbers. What do you want? You know, but that's how I've been making it work financially. Nuns and men. I have to take pictures of myself wearing something that some guy just sent me. A guy that, you know, one of my friends that moved away, he had something shipped to me, and I have to wear it and take pictures for him because he helped me out. And it makes me feel disgusting with myself. And the guy that I'm with now knows about it. Everyone knows. Because this is what I have to, my family knows that I do that. My family knows that I've had to sell things that I've never wanted to ever put a price on. It's either that or don't have dog food. The random stranger that I met a couple weeks ago bought her dog food. He's the reason that I ate today. Before I found out that those nuns were gonna pitch in with my rent, I wasn't running the heater because I don't want a heater bill, and I was freezing in here. And this day, a couple days ago, that I found out that they were going to help me with rent, I've been running the heater in here. It is so rough. And my needs, if I'm getting help, I'm probably a level 1. If I'm getting a little bit of help, no one would know I was level 2 or 3. Everyone would, and I would genuinely be high functioning. I would look high functioning, and I genuinely would be high functioning. You wouldn't come in my house and it would be a disgrace. I wouldn't go days without eating. I wouldn't have screaming fits in my car from the overwhelm. I wouldn't have self-harming episodes and overdoses from wanting to just end it all. Because I get so overwhelmed from not getting help for decades. I had no paper towels a few days ago. I still don't have paper towels, but a few days ago she got sick and I had to clean it up with toilet paper, and then she got sick again and I had to dig through the kitchen trash and get dirty paper towels and go clean the puke off the floor, which sat there for hours, and I'm ashamed of that, but I didn't know what to do with it because I haven't had paper towels. I can't afford them. I was without toilet paper twice now for like days. Twice. Because I just can't afford it. And people could say, oh, well, you should go to shelters and stuff. I would rather starve and go without toilet paper, as gross as that is, than go interact with people. I get in fights out there. The social interaction, like, I feel like people think, like, I can only speculate, right? But I feel like people think, maybe if they don't give me help, I'll just cave and just start doing it, right? I'll just try harder. I've been trying to try harder. And my physical vessel now is shutting down, and I'm not even 30, and I have a white streak of hair. I'm having, like, heart problems and crap. If you don't want me to set boundaries for myself, you need... I'm not going to ruin this at the end. We're going to be objective here. Objective. You need to reevaluate your priorities. But yeah, that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching. I can't just try harder. People probably think, you know, if it really was that bad, should get herself out of it, right? If she kept missing meals, surely that hunger would make her, or surely the embarrassment of that or this would make her just do it. Surely. Wrong. It doesn't. I just live like this. And this hurts my pride, you guys. I don't want to be begging for money on the internet. It's not cute. But what else am I supposed to do? Sometimes when I find people that I like spending time with, sometimes they're not full of money. Sometimes I don't want to be taking, you know, hundreds of dollars at a time from people just to survive and pay my rent. Sometimes I just want a normal, functioning, healthy relationship with someone, with another human being. Even if it was fake, I just need the illusion of just having a genuine connection, a symbiotic relationship where, like, we're both contributing. I just want to know what that feels like, but I always feel like I'm the one that's getting taken care of. I feel like it's never even. I always feel like a burden, and I feel like none of my relationships are real. There, I said it. I think I'm done with this one. I need to go. But thanks for watching.